Kenya Kwanza as I conclude that multilateralism, quite mouthful there, and a peaceful resolution of issues is the way to go. I think the case in Ukraine is becoming increasingly clear that it's no longer possible for any part of the world to bury their heads in the sand when a situation like that occurs, because we all find ourselves one way or another affected. And therefore, we must continue to build alliances to deal with global challenges like the one that come with threats like the one we've seen in Ukraine. Finally, and let me just, Professor David Ndii is a very knowledgeable economist, but I am a scientist myself, and therefore I'm not as complicated as David Ndii. Science is very straightforward. So let me just try and paraphrase what he was trying to say. We have a 10-point plan as Kenya Kwanza, ably elaborated by our good friend David Ndii. And I want to thank members of our economic team, the representatives who are here. We have a bigger team than you have seen. David Ndii is a renowned economist. Our good brother, Professor Njuguna Ndung'u, he was our governor of the central bank. In fact, I can say without fear of any contradiction that it is the boldness and the creativity of Professor Ndung'u that gave us the M-Pesa. No other governor would have allowed the licensing of that instrument, because many people never believed in the risk that came with M-Pesa. But because of his boldness and creativity, I must say, in fact, when he licensed M-Pesa, many people were wondering whether he had made the right decision. But today, M-Pesa is a phenomenon associated with the whole digital financial space. So again, that is the gentleman behind that initiative, and he's brought a lot of insight into our economic team. The bottom-up economic model is not a model that promotes bottom versus up. It is bottom up. It's not bottom versus up. There is a big push by our competitors that we are trying to promote a bottom versus up. It's not bottom versus up, it's bottom up. And from where I sit as a leader in Kenya, there are 3, 4, 5 issues that we must sort out. I'm happy His Excellency the President enumerated the 6 or 7 big push areas that we started with in 2013, from the construction of the railway to our development of roads around the country, the 10,000, which has become 11,000, the electricity connections, matters to do with NHIF. But what did not come out is the big 4, because the handshake completely annihilated the big 4. That's why there was no mention of the big 4 yesterday. Much as there was an attempt to explain that the handshake maybe helped finalize our first-term plan, But the handshake completely undermined our Big Four. And it was a very well thought out plan. And we have crafted a new plan to take into account some of the things that were never implemented because of the confusion that arose because of the handshake stories. One of them is the huge challenge that we have as a country of the youth bulge and unemployment. Our own statistics show that we have between 4 and 5 million Kenyans who have no jobs, educated, certificates, diplomas, degrees. And the Kenya Kwanza team wants to be practical, pragmatic, and deliberate. Practical, pragmatic, and deliberate about creating jobs. It's not enough for us to continue to say we will grow the economy and the economy possibly could grow jobs. No. We want to be deliberate about creating jobs. And our investment going into the future is in labor-intensive infrastructure. We are going to be deliberate about investing in areas that will create jobs. Let me give you an example. We invested in a gun assembly factory in RUTO. We spent 4 billion Kenya shillings. Good piece of investment.